Yeah.
Hello, my name is Bianca Vasquez. This is my informative speech. I'm in Communications 101, and it's November 3rd. Here are my flashcards and my audience. Imagine you're a first year college student. You have a normal day at practice, and you're playing in a pretty intense scrimmage. You go up for a rebound, and when you land, you twist your knee in a weird angle. You go on to play at practice the rest of the week, and the pain just gets worse and worse. Eventually, you go to a doctor and find out that you have to have surgery because you tore a ligament in your knee after playing from the initial injury. You find out you also have missed 2 seasons of your basketball career, and you honestly just feel horrible. If there was an athletic trainer from at the initial injury, they could have helped and not have worsened the injury more. There are over 25,000 athletic trainers in the United States that help with high school, college, and professional athletes. Even though they're not technically a part of the team, they do a lot behind the scenes. If you're ever watching a sports game and an athlete gets hurt and see a bunch of people run onto the court or field, these are who we call athletic trainers. What is athletic training? The 2023 National Athletic Trainers Association stated that athletic training includes the prevention, examination, diagnosis, treatment, rehab of emergent, acute, or chronic injuries and medical conditions. Athletic trainers' education allows them to perform preventative care to support the athlete's needs. To provide functional outcomes, the athletic trainer evaluates objective signs and subjective pain. How does an athletic trainer examine athletes? Usually the first question athletic trainer asks is what happened. This helps them to understand the mechanism of injury and narrows down what the injury can be. They follow up with questions like, did you hear a pop, snap, or crack? And other descriptive questions to evaluate the injury. Then the trainers ask how the athlete feels using questions like, rate your pain to a scale 1 through 10. And finally, moving on to measurable factors like asking or testing for the range of motion, the redness, swelling, or deformities. This follows up with special tests and palpation of the injury. Now that we understand what an athletic trainer does, let's get into why their treatment and prevention is so important. The simple answer is to make athletes feel better. But it goes deeper than that. According to 2023 article, Why Are Athletic Trainers Important? 5 reasons they are key to support sports success. John A. explains that athletic trainers implement specific training workouts so the athletes' bodies are prepared for the intense play they go through in their sports. Injuries are one of the worst things that can happen to an athlete, both physically and mentally. So it is important to prevent the injury before the injury occurs. Doing so by creating workout plans to strengthen common muscles or ligaments that are commonly injured during their play. Treatments are treatments after or before or any type of pain, any soreness is important for recovery and performance for the athletes. There's many different types of athletic many different types of treatment that athletic trainers can provide. For example, electric stimulation, which is STEM machines, cryotherapy, like ice packs, thermotherapy, like heat packs, and massages, etc. Players might get treatment before practice or games to perform better. Examples could be like taping your ankle, and all this treatment is very important for speedy recovery for the athlete to give 100% during their practice or games. Now, all these injuries may seem small, but what if I told you athletic trainers can save lives? On January 2nd, 2023, NFL player Damar Hamlin suffered near-death experience when he was tackled on the field and collapsed. Athletic trainers had to run on the court, perform CPR, and use an AED. In 2023, Virginia Tech magazine, Jimmy Robertson stated, "You got a 5% of surviving that, but with intervention, it goes up to 60%. Which isn't great, but the fact that we're having this conversation with Damar still alive is incredible and testimony. If athletic trainers didn't exist in this situation, or many, and a person with no education tried to help, Damar Hamlin most likely would have no chance of surviving. In the sports world, athletic trainers' knowledge and training is super valued, and this is just one example of it. First, if the first action from the Bills athletic training, their first action from the Bills athletic training staff was a miracle for Damar Hamlin. To end on a happy note, on this happy note, now we understand why athletic trainers are impactful in the sports medicine field. And today I went over the massive impact on the sports world, why they're important, and the techniques they use. Usually when sports teams win the championships or an important event, they usually thank their athletic training staff. Now that after this speech, you now understand why they thank their staff. Thank you. Here are my notes.